Well, here we are, September the 1st, beginning of the final trimester of 2022. David's made progress. He's pretty much tidied up in the position that he's in as far as I can access. The next stage will be to fix this part of the forehead and extend his fringe. I mean, he has a fringe, but if you look at the actual statue of David, the fringe extends beyond the nose. So I think I might see if I can manage to do that. And there's also a bit of work on the back of the head. And then really I want to just end. It's time to finish. So that's it. I've been up and down the ladder, I think, quite enough. And here I am, coming up to give you an idea of a different angle. Actually, a different angle of the gallery. There we go. Ladders are wonderful, but frankly, you can have too much of a good thing. And I think I've had too much of a trundling up and down this ladder. I probably wouldn't have made a very good painter and decorator. But that's life. And this is going to be a very short summary video because, well, not much has happened. I mean, a lot has happened, and I have worked on this head. The not much has taken me about 70 hours. I've been doing other things. My reinterpretation of, there we go, down the ladder again, reinterpretation of Edvard Munch's The Scream, which worked out rather nicely. And there's a lot of reinterpretations floating around. There's The Hand of God, and another one, an early David study, my first Mona Lisa, the Dancer and the Wood experiment. I mean, a lot's been happening this month in terms of work. The gallery is continually in a state of flux. But with all the work, sometimes on these big pieces, it just isn't that easy to spot what exactly it is that you've done. Never mind. Stuff has been done. He is looking good. I keep on saying I need to fix this and do that. But one thought that has struck me is that if I just tidied it up, wrapped him up with a bow, and presented him as a finished piece, he would look, I think, fantastic. And I suspect no one would come in and say, "Oh, but Neil, you didn't finish this or you didn't do that." They would say, "Well done, bravo." Probably because they're very polite, my friends and the people that visit the gallery. Maybe because they haven't got an eye tuned into little details. I mean, a bit like I listen to music and think it's wonderful. And, well, maybe there's flaws there too. I remember when I first started working in London, the music teacher who was someone who'd actually done quite a lot of work, not just as a high school teacher, but as a jobbing professional session musician. Once upon a time, he'd aspired to be a classical trumpeter, but someone, through no fault of his own, so he says, smacked him in the mouth, split his lip, and that was the end of his trumpeting days. And he became a session keyboardist and then later a musician. a music teacher. I remember him telling me that, if you listen to singers, some of them, like he mentioned Mick Hucknall, Simply Red, were technically very skilled singers, and some of them, he mentioned Seal as an example, really had very limited voices, flawed voices, and whether that meant you liked his music any less, well, that was a different story. But from a technical point of view, there were weaknesses. I say all of that because, there are, of course, enormous technical weaknesses that one might point out, but for most people, it's completely irrelevant. And sometimes it's worth remembering that when you obsess over these little details. So that's it for this week. August finished, September on the go. Let me know what you think, and trust you're happy, your lives are filled with joy, and until next month and another summary video, ciao from a sunny Brazil.